Let's jump straight into this explainer. Today, we're completely demystifying the exact process for replacing a lost or stolen Washington state driver license. We've pulled together all the essential details to give you a complete, actionable guide. Picture this. You reach into your pocket, or maybe you check your bag and nothing. That familiar rectangular piece of plastic is just gone. And man, the sheer panic that sets in, right? A lost wallet can completely derail your entire week. It leaves you stranded without a way to drive legally, board a flight, or even just verify who you are. It is literally a universal nightmare. But hey, I'm here to tell you that replacing this absolutely crucial credential, it really doesn't have to be a bureaucratic headache. Seriously, don't panic. Washington state actually has very clear, systematic solutions to resolve this stressful problem and to do it quickly. Whether you're sitting at home on your couch, maybe you're temporarily out of state, or even serving overseas, there is a distinct pathway designed to get you back on the road securely and efficiently. So here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with the lost license panic, then look at the online replacement pathway, when to visit in person, out of state and military options, and finally wrap up with fees, rules, and timelines. Let's get into it. Part 1. The lost license panic, understanding the regulatory framework. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a piece of plastic. Just print me a new one. But under Title 46 of the Revised Code of Washington, getting a replacement is actually a formal verification event. The Department of Licensing has to ensure that the card they hand you perfectly matches the state's central biometric, residential, and legal database. It's a pretty strict process, but for good reason. It balances your need for quick access with some absolutely critical identity security and fraud prevention. Moving on to Part 2, the online replacement pathway, using License Express. If you're a complete beginner to the state's digital systems, you're going to love this because it is incredibly simple. You'll use the state's License Express portal. Step 1, you log into your existing account or just join if you haven't already. Step 2, verify your social security number and the current address they have on file for you. And Step 3, simply pay the replacement fee online. The state will literally mail the new card right to your front door. It's super fast and you don't even have to leave your house. But here's the catch. While the online portal is easy, there are some hard rules and limitations built into the system to keep it totally secure against unauthorized duplication. To use it, you've got to be at least 18 years old, and your current license must be valid and unexpired. Also, to prevent fraud, you cannot have replaced your license online more than 3 times in the past 12 months. Oh, and one more thing. If your license happens to expire within the next 3 months, the system is actually going to block a simple duplicate. You'll have to do a full renewal instead. So this creates a really clear dividing line. If you just need a standard replacement, your name is exactly the same, and you're over 18, great, you can stay home and do it online. But if you hold a commercial driver license, if you're under 18, or if you need to actually change your name, you are legally required to visit a physical office in person. Which brings us to Part 3, when to visit in person, navigating the driver licensing office. Let's say your name has changed since your last license was issued. If that's the case, you are strictly locked out of the online portal. Washington state law requires you to apply in person. This is especially true for sealed name changes from a superior court, which require a highly specialized, secure process through the identity management team to protect your privacy. Basically, if the name on your lost card doesn't perfectly match your current legal name, an in-person visit is completely mandatory. And look, if you are heading to the licensing office, preparation is everything. Do not show up empty-handed. You need to know your social security number, and you've got to bring official documents proving your identity. We are talking original, official documents here, like a U.S. passport or a certified birth certificate. If you're doing that name change we just talked about, you have to bring the certified marriage license or divorce decree to prove it. And quick tip, before updating your license name, you actually have to visit the Social Security Administration first and wait a few days for their systems to update. Okay, let's map out the exact timeline so you know what to expect. On day 1, once your in-person transaction is totally finished, you actually don't leave with your new plastic card. Instead, they hand you a temporary paper license that lets you drive legally for 45 days. Meanwhile, your permanent physical card is being printed at a highly secure central facility. You can expect that permanent card to show up in your mailbox somewhere between day 7 and day 10. And remember, by day 45, that temporary paper license officially expires. Part 4. Out-of-state and military, remote and special status replacements. So what happens if you lose your wallet while you're on vacation in Florida, or maybe you've temporarily relocated for work? You probably can't use the online system if your mailing address is changed, but don't worry, there's a paper-based alternative. You just download, print, and fill out a specific form called the Driver License Renewal or Replacement Request while out of state. You mail that form, along with a check or money order for the fee, directly to the Department of Licensing in Olympia. Just a heads up though, replacements sent by mail won't have a photo or signature on them, but you can easily restore those once you get back to a Washington office. Now, for active military personnel, the state offers some incredible flexibility. From day one of your active service, your Washington driver license remains fully valid, completely regardless of the expiration date printed on the plastic. It literally stays in effect for the entire length of your service and doesn't actually expire until 90 days after your official discharge. To use this benefit, you just need to carry your military ID and a DOL authorization card. That basically acts as proof to law enforcement that your credential is still completely active. Finally, Part 5. Fees, rules, and timelines, the financial and legal constraints. The magic number here is $20. When you consider that a brand new first-time standard license in Washington costs $111 for 6 years, replacing a lost, stolen, or damaged one is remarkably affordable. It's just a flat replacement fee of $20. But when you're paying that $20 across different platforms, you really need to avoid some simple mistakes. For instance, you obviously can't use cash online or over the phone, but check out the Discover card on this matrix. It is not accepted for online License Express transactions at all, though you can use it by phone or at most physical offices. Checks are good online and in person, but not over the phone. Knowing this little breakdown will definitely save you from staring at a frustrating declined transaction screen. I also want to anchor you to a very critical state rule, the 10-day rule. Washington law actually mandates that you must update your residential address within 10 days of moving. Now, simply updating your address in the state's database, that is completely free. But if you want a new physical card printed with that new address on it, well, that triggers the $20 duplicate fee we just talked about. Finally, you really need to be aware of the potential roadblocks. The state system automatically checks your driving record before allowing a duplicate to be issued. If you have any negative marks, say a bounce check to the department, unpaid traffic fines, an active license suspension, or a revocation, the system will completely block your ability to order a duplicate, whether online or in person. You absolutely have to resolve those civil or legal issues first before they'll hand you a new piece of ID. So I'll leave you with this question. Are you fully prepared for the unexpected, or could a lost license completely derail your week? By knowing these exact pathways, you can turn a moment of sheer panic into a simple 10-minute online task. Now, as a quick professional disclaimer, while we always strive to provide the most accurate and up-to-date information in this explainer, government processes and fees can be highly dynamic. We always recommend you double-check these specific steps and fees directly with the official Washington State Department of Licensing website before you begin. Thanks so much for joining me today, and stay safe out there.